Hilary Hermand has been appointed as the new director of the Bordelais Correctional Facility. According to the Minister for Home Affairs, Justice and National Security, Honorable Hermand Francis, out of 5 applicants, Hermand, who previously served in the same position, emerged most successful and was appointed on October 2, 2019. He also received the nod from Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chasney.
Mr. Hilary Hermand topped the interview session. His name was recommended to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister has agreed to make him, with my concurrence, to make him the director of Bordelais.
He says based on his experience and due process, Hermand received the position.
Mr. Hermand has the experience. He was there before. Okay, there are officers within the service who applied, but there's a process, and the process was adhered to. The Public Service Commission is the entity that deals with these sort of things. I mean, I'm sure if it was left to the Minister or the Prime Minister to decide on his own to choose an individual, then you would have political bias and everything like that.
Francis was then asked about the alleged animosity against Hermand's reappointment.
If you study what has happened to Mr. Hermand, what I can recognize is that when there's a change of administration, it seems that he's changed. I don't want to talk about it because I'm not too sure that this is playing a part. But I know for a fact that he is a very good individual. I mean, when you looked at the prisons, you look at the uniforms and so on, he was the first person to have come here and introduced that sort of uniform for the facility. I think he's a very experienced individual, and hopefully with the assistance of the senior officers, that things will go on well.
He says in the case of younger officers, succession planning needs to be put in place. According to Francis, details of Hermand's contract, such as the length of his tenure, will be decided between himself and his permanent secretary. Meanwhile, former director of the Bordelais Correctional Facility, Vern God, will serve in the same capacity in the British Virgin Islands. He went on to praise God and former director, Leonard Terrence, for their time served. The minister also held a meeting with Hermand and the senior officers on Wednesday to inform them of his expectations of cooperation and support with the new director. Lizanne Debeauville-Jones, HTS News Force.